Hey, Thatch here, and happy holidays from the PokeQuiz. We've got an exciting episode for you today. We talk DLC, we talk Mega Evolution, we just talk all of the things Pokemon and where we might see it going here in the future as a result of the DLC and how it was received. So definitely buckle up. It's an exciting episode. It's a really good time. It's a fun conversation. I had a good time talking. So did Whimsicott and Sublime. So yeah, if there's anything else you would like to send to us, please feel free at puclpodcast@gmail.com. If you could help us out by liking, subscribing, commenting wherever you're listening to the podcast, it really helps us out and we really appreciate it. But most importantly, have a good time. Listen to the show and buckle up for an exciting episode of the Puckle Podcast.
And now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, Puckle Podcast.
It's Puckle! Puckle! It's Puckle! Puckle! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! Puckle! Puckle.
Welcome to another episode of the Puckle Podcast. I'm your host, Trainer Thatch. Here today, I've got spectacular co-hosts for this wintry special episode of the Puckle Podcast. I've got the one and only Fluffiest Whimsicott.
Ciao, everyone.
And we've got the wonderful Sublimemanic. Welcome to the Puckle Podcast. Puckle, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. Today, we've got more DLC talk because the DLC is cool. Or something. Close. Say it's cool.
It's
neat.
It's cute.
It's got some cool stuff. It's got some cool stuff.
It's neat.
I do appreciate some of the new megas. I don't know if I've seen them all
really?
yet.
Yeah?
Yeah, but a couple of them I really, really, really love.
Well, for like slight spoilers, like which ones do you like?
Well, I like literally just before we started doing the show, I found out about Mega Glimora.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I love
yeah.
Glimora, so I'm very hype about that.
Seth is very happy.
Yes.
Seth is very happy.
I am also very, very, very happy that Mega Meowstic A exists and B said they them rights very out loud. And also I got such a kick out of Mega Tatsugiri.
Oh, Mega Tatsugiri is pretty good. It's also like
I love that it changes which one's in the middle. That's
yeah,
fun.
it does.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it changes which one's in the middle, and
I love
I don't know.
that.
Mega Tatsugiri is like one of those Pokemon that I'm just like, wow, I didn't think you needed to exist, but I'm happy you're here. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm
It's
happy. You're
like
here.
someone let the meme guy at the wheel and we appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a very apt way to put it. But yeah, I haven't done too much Pokemoning outside of like a couple of like 1 or 2 days this week I got to play Pokemon. It's just been nuts like leading up to the holidays with everything at work. So I just have been like, I've been doing a lot of writing, but technical writing. It turns out that like out of everybody like that we know, like I'm technically like a published author.
Well, yeah.
I'm like technically, it's not like a book.
And also
It's-
in the technical sense.
yeah, it's not like a book. It's not like a book, obviously, but I am an author.
Yeah.
I do publish several journal articles a year, so I had a lot of writing to do for that. I still actually have some writing to do, even though I've taken the time off. I have to go write. It's like a paragraph. It's not a lot. I promise. I'm not writing a lot, but I do owe somebody a paragraph.
Me too, but it's for like a Christmas fic exchange, and it's only
Okay,
going to be
that's
published
fun, though.
on AO3, so
That's
it
fun.
is fun. Yeah.
That's actually fun though. Like, yeah, I would much rather
love doing
do
that.
that. Yeah. I've done like yeah, I didn't have to do that for a Christmas exchange. We did yeah, just a lot of manuscripts are coming out, so I need to actually like write them and work on them. I think next year actually is going to be like a really big year for my group. I think we've already got like 3 or 4 of our own publications, not just like ones we supported.
Oh.
That are going to come out sometime in the next like 6 months. So
We all being so
Nice.
prodigious.
yeah, I know it's going to be crazy. The thing is, like, we've already went and like presented all of the work at conferences, so like there's nothing left to do to disseminate the information other than like write it down so people have it.
Yeah.
Usually it's the opposite way around, but we had to get like a couple extra experiments done or something after we submitted or like presented. So yeah, it's been a whole thing.
I see.
Because I guess I haven't said it in a while because we got a couple messages about this across like our platforms, but I do have a PhD in physics and I do use it. I do use it.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, now you know. I keep forgetting because I'm like, yeah, I just got it, and then I realized that I graduated. Like, I did my graduate work while doing PuCL. Actually, like my graduate work is what like enabled PuCL to become the vehicle it is today. But in terms of my free time and needing something constant outside of my work, and then I was just like, yeah, I just got my PhD, and that just happened, guys. And it was 7.5 years ago. It was 7.5 years ago. I have had my PhD longer than I was working on my PhD. So, yeah. Somebody asked, they're like, oh, what do you have? I'm like, I thought this was common knowledge. Like, everybody should know. I just graduated and talked about it. And I did not. I don't think I've said it in like the past 5 years. But yeah, I am technically a doctor of physics. Not technically, I am, but
See, I don't need to remind people about the most interesting trivia fact about me because you can hear it when I talk. So,
Whimsicotts typically
accent.
can't talk. That's it. Yeah.
No, the accent.
Yeah, no,
It's not an accent, it's a snack scent.
Ooh, I like that. I like that one. But yeah,
Delicious.
this is actually the last episode of 2025 that we're recording the week of.
You're welcome.
So you're welcome,
Everyone.
everybody listening. So there will be an episode next week for those of you who are unaware. I'm putting this at the front of the show because I usually say this at the end where nobody's listening based on listening data. But there will be a show next week. It is going to be a trivia special where I think we're only going to take the top 3 contenders from the trivia because of scheduling issues. And they're gonna play a ton of trivia games, not a ton, maybe 3. But that's more than we usually play on this show. So it's a whole episode of just trivia for all of you people who want like more PokeQuiz. It's definitely a PokeQuiz. It's definitely not just going to be trivia, but it is it's going to be fun. We came up with new games too, not even stuff that like we've put on Game Corner before.
Oh.
I'm actually pretty excited about it. Like, yeah, this has been something I take zero credit for this. This was like mostly Shark Finnegan. He came to me and he's just like, I have these ideas for games that I think would be really fun to play in like Game Corner. And I love them because one of the problems with Game Corner, we haven't really done a full Game Corner episode in like a year because we switched to the video format. And I'm like, well, I want to make sure it looks good. But I want to make sure that like we're not relying too heavily on video because I want it to still be a good audio experience for everybody. Because most of our listeners are on audio still, and that is perfectly fine. I think podcasts should be consumed that way. I always see video. Like if we have a video version, I want the video version to be just like an enhancement of the audio version, but not something where you're necessarily missing out.
It's not a requirement.
Yeah, I don't want you to miss out.
Like, I still get a little weirded out even after all these years when someone says, "Oh, it's a podcast," and it's only in video format.
It's only on YouTube. Yeah, no, that's what happened over the years.
It's not a podcast. Let's just say that.
That's a video series.
I hate when that's just a video essay.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to take that away from them, but
you know what? I guess, but like, if there's a video component as a requirement to make your podcast, then
I don't think it's as fun. I definitely don't think it's as fun.
That's just semantics.
I don't think it's as fun.
Yeah.
I prefer having the audio version. So Shark actually came up with these wonderful games that are are enhanced by video, but are still very enjoyable as an audio only experience.
Mm.
And when he like explained them out to me, I was like, wow, these are actually perfect. This is perfect. Like, this is how I want to showcase games going forward. And so it's going to definitely open up with all the assets we've been creating, more Game Corner content in the future, probably for Patreon, because it takes far more effort to create one of those shows than it does a normal show. Or I would probably say equal. And so like you'd be getting like double episodes or something like that. But yeah. All right. I've talked everybody's ear off enough. Anybody else have anything else they want to bring up about what they were doing before we move on? Waited the 3-second rule based on Zoom call etiquette. So yeah, all right, we're gonna go ahead and kick it on over now, guys, to the news. So let's cue that epic ball bounce. Welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to go over. First and foremost, and this is actually probably the most exciting piece of news today, honestly. Is that PUCL got a release in the West, which is kind of nuts. For those of you who are unaware of what this is a book that came out in Japan, where you can actually, it opens up and it goes through like Pokemon ecology, and it's just a really fun, interesting book to have. I might get it. It's a coffee table book. And it looks very cute. Actually, I'm gonna right click this here,
coffee table book,
and put that into my into my queue of things to do today. But yes, you can go ahead and pre-order it right now. It's $15. It's gonna be a good read. It's going on my shelf. It's just a cool, cute little book. It's got like really cute things, like it talks about how Pokemon search for food, all these other things. It's just cute. There's so many things that make it a cool read, and I recommend. I don't know. It's just cool. It's one of the cooler products that come out in a while.
I'm debating getting this for my sister because
really?
She's into biology and she likes like fake world biology. Like she's reading that that series of books where the lady studies dragons. I can't remember the name.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I am also afraid that if the science in the book is not internally coherent, she might get upset about it. So I don't know. I'd have to like read some reviews before I get it for her.
I've heard it's pretty good. But that's also like from Thatch being a Pokemon fan perspective and nothing else. I'm just being a Pokemon fan. That's all there is to it. But yeah. All right. In the next piece of news we've got, you can get cool little icons for Nintendo Switch online, where you could have the Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, or Mega Greninja. They're available until the 4th of January. And I think this is like the last time we talk on Puckle recently until January 4th. So it's your last chance, guys. Your last chance. And finally, and this is pretty exciting, Walking Wake and Iron Leaves have returned to Scarlet and Violet raids until January 4th as well. This is probably to coincide with Christmas. While people are opening their gift of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they as well are getting also getting their Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. My full opinion is when like they quote unquote sunset Scarlet and Violet, which will probably be next year, they will just like make these permanent raids in Scarlet and Violet. Like this will be the special event raid that's just running all the time. It's going to be Walking Wake and Iron Leaves.
Oh, I can see that.
Maybe.
They did the same thing for Sword and Shield. Like there were some certain Gigantamax forms that were very specific to Sword and Shield. They had like Gigantamax Snorlax and stuff like that. They just made it available at the end of life. So it checks out. This is something they've historically done. But yeah, all right, we're going to move on then to Pokemon Go, and I believe you've got this, Sublime.
Sure do. All right, so the second part of the Christmas event is going to be running from the 24th through the 29th, and it's adding Roly-Coly to the game.
Ooh, I like Roly-Coly.
So yeah.
Actually, I remember when they announced Roly
we
Poly.
need to read that joke. We need to read that joke in the news document because it's too good. Come on.
Yeah, okay, there's a striked out line, just so y'all know. Asking why we don't see all the event spawns anymore gets us on the naughty list.
Come on, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Also, the New Year's event's going to run from the 31st of December through the 4th of January, and gives us a new Top Hat Pikachu, and also Hoodoo is returning in a fun New Year's outfit as well. So,
yay!
2 fun new looks.
Cool.
Also, the Piplup community rerun is going to be on the 4th of January also. So
everything's January 4th.
If you missed your Piplup moment, it's coming up, yeah.
I remember Piplup, the first Piplup community day was also in January, only because I remember, at least in the Midwest of the United States, we call it the Midwest, but it's actually in the East. It's fine, whatever. In the Midwest, we have it gets horribly cold in January. And I remember it being like a high of 19 that day, and I'm like, but I really want to pull it.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Like we drove around. It was a wild time. It was like 5 years ago now, actually, now that I think about it. It was 2020.
That was
it was January. It was January 2020, so it was before all the horrible things happened.
Wow.
All right, you got this next one with the TCG Whimsicott.
I do. SEO approved Charizard news. Mega Charizard playmats are coming to Cups in January.
Cool. That's sick, actually.
If you're interested.
Yeah. If you win a cup, you get one of these playmats typically. And they are actually super cool looking with the Mega Charizard on them. Some of the art on the playmats are just like really good. Because they are just the TCG art from the cards and the packs. And that art is always typically pretty good. It's one of those things that I wish they would license this kind of stuff to like Ultra Pro sometimes, because Ultra Pro just gets like stock images and just like slaps it on some background they made up. And they're just like, here's a Pokemon playmat. And I'm like, I don't want that, you know? I want something cool and interesting.
Unless you invest in something nice and custom.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of investments, apparently the company responsible for printing Pokemon cards in North America signed the largest manufacturing lease of the year.
Wow.
So, wow.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else they print for, because I know what happens is a lot of these card companies like Pokemon, Magic, One Piece, a bunch of these other card companies. What they do is they just like they go out to these companies and they use them all individually. So I don't know if like they are also just printing more cards in general for like every card game and not just Pokemon, or what.
I don't know. I am hoping this translates to like more supply.
Yes, I want more supply. I think the way things are now are awful.
Problem. Yeah.
A friend of mine in the US was like, so can you give me tips on which sets are cool right now? Because I want to like get a couple of packs for my friends' kids. Yeah. And I was like, well, buddy.
Anything you can find. Anything you can find.
Whatever you find. Yep.
And the prices were like, oh my gosh.
There's nowhere you can go to get it for MSRP. There's just nowhere you can get it for MSRP. I don't know. I watched like this. It made me feel really bad because I was in a Target the other day, picking something up. I had to like I had to pick up some groceries or something, and it was what was on the way home. And I went to Target, and it was busy as heck because it's the holidays. And there was a standee, and I still had some like the lunch boxes they sell with the Pokemon packs inside and everything. And there was obviously like two parents or grandparents, I forget which, that like grabbed it, and they're like, do you think this is what he wants? And they're like reading the back, and they're just like, comes with foil cards, whatever those are. And they literally said that. It was the cutest, funniest thing. And X number of packs. So is this the packs? Or is this what they want? Because like the thing is, there's no way just to like grab single packs, which is like the easy way to do it. Definitely not at MSRP anymore.
No.
Because every time there's a restock, especially at Target, you always see just like pictures of people waiting in line for the restock to happen. And I don't know. Like, it's so weird that we've come to this. I don't know. They're just children's cards.
Very bizarre.
It is very wild. I kind of understand, but I don't at the same time. It's a very weird, because like I'm just like, I understand like you can feel like there's money to be made there, and I don't know how much of like a bubble the market could be or not. I'm not well versed enough to say that, but it's one of those things that I always get worried investing in cardboard.
Yeah, I think it's
I get
also
worried
like
doing that.
the same part of the culture, aka YouTubers, who got into people's heads the idea that you can make money off of that. They also made it a part of the culture to really want to open packs for the thrill.
Yes. I'm
And
okay with
so you
opening
have-
that, opening packs for the thrill. You know what I mean?
I am, but it's like, I remember when we did it, when we met a few years ago, and people were like chasing cards that they would actually use.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a thing. But now it's like you're ripping open so many packs just for having, you know, a cool card that you can say, I have this card. But maybe those people never play.
Oh no!
So
Well, Pokemon.
it
I mean
feels
that.
different.
No, I kind of accept that for Pokemon, because that's kind of the Pokemon trading card game in general. Is
Mhm.
the Pokemon trading card game is a
It is also a
collector's. It's
collection
it's a
game.
collector's game more so than like the card game. Like I would say probably roughly like 10% of the people who open packs actually play the game. And that's fine. I think, I mean, look at Pokemon. Our favorite part of playing the game is just catching the Pokemon, right? Like
I feel like that percentage was much higher a few years ago, though.
I don't believe that. I think, well, it's probably skewed, but I don't think it's I think there's a lot of people who don't even know Pokemon that well that are into it. I think they know Charizard, and they're very good at trying to
Or
pull
Pikachu.
Charizards out of pack, or
Yeah.
Pikachu, and pulling
That's
those
the
out of
thing.
packs.
I don't think there were as many of those people buying.
That's like a third
packs
class. That's like a third
before
class of people.
2020.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a third class of people. This kind of happens with the trading card game like every few years, though, I've noticed. And it usually tails off around now. When like we're about to hit like the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. There's going to be some sort of celebration. The game's going to be insane in terms of how to get those boxes, and those packs. And then after all that happens, like everybody's going to be so worn out, and the Pokemon company will have increased printing. I did find out that this company actually is owned by TPCI. So,
Okay.
so they are only
Okay.
doing Pokemon cards, probably.
Wow.
Yeah, TPCI bought this Millennium Print Group apparently.
Speaks to how much need there is for more cards.
Yeah, no, I think they were gonna
help.
get there. It's just gonna take a minute to like figure out that stable like supply. This happened before, because if we remember, Joe Merrick like posted all the time. He posts every year, and the past couple of years it's just like, yeah, it turns out like 25% of all Pokemon cards have just been printed this year, and it's just like, yeah, that checks
That's
out.
insane. That's insane.
You know, it's something insane like that. It's just like a huge number of Pokemon cards are being printed, and they're trying to keep up with it. And I don't know. I don't know. I just want kids to be able to buy a pack of Pokemon cards at the end of the day. That's all
Yeah,
Thatch wants.
same.
You know, that's all I want. Because I think it can be bad for the hobby long term, if that makes sense. It can go the way of baseball cards. Who collects baseball cards except for people who collected baseball cards when they were a kid? You know. It's the same thing. All right. Well, final piece in that one is something about Zygarde,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, the first cards from our rotation set
Oh,
have started
no.
to be revealed in Japan.
Yeah.
The set, Nihil Zero, showcases Mega Zygarde and also has a Meowth EX as a return of Luminium V/Tapu Lele EX/the Jirachi EX ability, which is
Cool.
only slightly special, with it also scheduled to release in Unite next month too. We are also far enough away from Lugia V-Star to get type special energy again.
Hey.
Complicated.
Hey. I know why this happened. I played Lugia.
Real quick, y'all. I realized my Audacity stopped working.
Oh, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
record anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. It's been a minute. All right.
No worries.
I moved. And then it took me
Don't
a
worry
long
about
time to unpack the microphone. Oh, that's a huge relief. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, that is Zygarde. And then I have a couple other notes here. First and foremost, you've got Puckle's Badge Bonanza for December is a catch-up month. Keep an eye out for Badge Bonanza announcements on the channel, on the Discord, pucklediscord.com, and for smaller tasks over the month. And maybe we're going to do Galar in January? Question mark. Yeah. And then everybody's favorite part of the news, Wo-Chien's News Corner, news brought to you at a snail's pace. We can all feel old because we were here during this event. 10 years ago, 10 years ago this week, a Sceptile event was held for Pokken arcade machines because his tail looks like a Christmas tree, I guess. It also gave you the Farfetch'd and Electrode support Pokemon, a Christmas dinner and an ornament. The festive feud saw red, green, and white Pokemon teams formed. I do remember that, and it was the best thing ever.
I do remember that. That was fun, actually.
I miss when they did tournaments like that. I want that back.
Yeah.
And the exclusive 2DS colored systems after the original games were announced for Japan. That's true. I do remember that, actually.
Yeah.
They had all the 2DSs that came out. Those were so cool looking.
Those were beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we are going to end with the news, and we're going to kick it on over to the topic. Welcome to our topic, which is the DLC kind of review, I guess. We'll certainly probably talk more about this as time goes on. I assumed early January, we're just going to like rank all of the new megas and talk about how just like in context, how every mega from Pokemon Legends EA ranks up. But what we're talking about today, just spoiler warning for everybody ahead of time, we're going to cover everything for the like up to credits rolling. So there are, for those of you who finished, a couple other things that are not mentioned here that you need to go ahead and do. There's so much to do post credits, actually. There are just like a bajillion legendaries to go catch. So, which is really cool. Like compared to the Legends Arceus, it's really, really cool seeing how much post game they've shoved into this one. And it does kind of make the DLC feel like it was like the DLC feels like it was necessary to make a full game, if that makes sense to anybody else.
But you know,
that's kind of my feeling overall. Like I think Pokemon Legends EA with the DLC feels like a full game. It feels like a very fun, full experience. I think, and this is kind of including Pokemon Sword and Shield to an extent as well. Like base Sword and Shield had this problem. Where I think when you beat the game's just kind of over. I also original X and Y had this problem as well, where you kind of just beat the game and you're kind of just done. Because they didn't put anything else. They didn't think about what do you do when you're done. Here's your story. The game does last like a typical Pokemon game time, by the way. For those of you at home, I personally consider, after playing through so many different Pokemon games, a full Pokemon game experience to be about like 25, 26 hours of gameplay. Like if you're taking your time just playing the game and not like speed running it to try to complete it super fast, it's about 25, 26 hours. And that's what Pokemon Legends EA was. It was a 25, 26 hour experience, or somewhere in that time frame. Like somebody's going to come at me in the comments or in the email and be like, actually, Thatch, I beat it in 21 hours. And you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It is an experience that lasts roughly 20-ish hours. And Sword and Shield are the same thing. Every Pokemon game, actually, if you look at like reviews and they tell you what the expected playtime is, they do tell you it's roughly, 20 something hours. And I agree with that. I very typically agree with the number of hours it takes. So the DLC definitely expands upon that. I'm not sure if it does it. I should get your takes on this because we talked about it last week. And neither of you were on the show. But how do you feel about like the gameplay loop in Pokemon Legends EA?
Huh.
or in the DLC. In the
Yeah,
DLC, I should say. How do you feel about that gameplay loop? Because I have opinions, and I talked about it, and I know at least Whimsicott scared of spoilers, so she didn't listen to that show.
Yeah, you are exactly right. So I had a bit of mixed feelings about it, the same way that I had mixed feelings about the gameplay loop of the base game.
Okay.
And I think I should not give too strong of an opinion because part of it was probably colored by the fact that we started recording at 4 p.m. my time. And I spent most of the day from the time I woke up at 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. playing the game so I could actually get to the credits rolling. So I've been busy. So I played a lot in just a massive chunk of hours. What happened was that it got a little tiresome at times.
Please
but
explain.
it wasn't-
Please explain.
Okay, so it's actually difficult to explain. I liked that it made you go through a certain number of hyperspace zones. I did not like that at first you have so little donut energy that you can do almost nothing in those places, which is frustrating. And I also didn't quite like, because I really appreciate the characters and the story in this, but it was like grind, huge chunk of story with nothing happening. Grind,
wow.
huge chunk of story with nothing happening. If they had managed to, splice those together a little better, it might have felt a little better. And also, I was very frustrated, me and apparently like half of Reddit, judging from the threads that I saw, when I got to, again, spoilers for how the main story ends, I got to the end and they tell you, oh, you need to make a donut with these characteristics. And apparently, you can't just be good at mixing berries. If you are missing a specific kind of berry, you are not going to be able to make that donut. So I looked it up, and because I didn't have that berry, and I spent like half an hour trying to mix and match berries to get the numbers they wanted. I looked it up. I had exactly 0 of a berry that you need at least 2, if not 3 of. And so I was like, okay, so I need to go get the berry. And that took me out of the story. I didn't like that very much. I was like, okay, we've been hyping this up. We are getting to the climax of the story, and I have to go grind for berries at random. That doesn't feel good.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I don't know. What did you have any similar experiences, Sublime?
I would say that like when it feels good, it feels really good. It feels very like fresh, and when it doesn't, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
So like high highs and low lows.
Yeah,
definitely.
I get that. Yeah, I said this last week, but I think it's kind of grindy the way that it does a lot of its stuff, and I found that really ironic because I was just having like this discussion about grindiness in the Discord server with other people that week when we were talking about. It starts with Gen 2 because people are upset that I think Gen 2 is meant to be played like Animal Crossing and not like Pokemon, and which I still
a good way of putting it.
I stand by that almost entirely. By the way. I
of course you do. You were 10 when you played it.
Well, I think that's the intention. I'm going to be honest. Like, I think the intention is that you're playing it like an hour a day and like you go do the daily event because it's exciting to do. And so I think that's how Pokemon Gen 2 is meant to be played. But we were talking about that and like how grinding isn't actually like a fun mechanic. And then we get to like Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension. where it just like I'm like, that's the core concept here, I think. Is that I just gotta keep re-rolling until I get the Pokemon I need, or re-roll for the berries that I need, or re-roll for
the mega that you need.
The mega that I need, right?
Artificial, like, there's a lot of things that are artificially increasing the amount of time you're spending in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which, by the way, have I mentioned how much I hate timed things? Because I hate them.
Yeah, no, the anxiety it induces to like to be in. I also don't understand the need for that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it adds or takes away from the gameplay, the calories on the donuts. Like I don't know that it actually adds to the gameplay experience, because I'm not in a position where, especially now, later in the game, right? You can typically build a berry that gets you, maybe not in like the 5-star zones, but in the 4-star zones, you can get a berry that's going to give you like 6 or 7 minutes, which is probably enough. Yeah, that's probably enough to like go and get everything done, find the golden Pokeball, and like call it a day.
Like
and
you get every item, you catch every species of Pokemon in there, and then what do you do in there?
Now that you leave,
home.
You go home, unless you want to like go pop more Pokeballs that you missed or something, but that's about it.
But even then, it's not like they respawn.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just so weird. I don't know. Like, I don't know that the timing, other than like being annoying at first, does it. Like, honestly, I still have this gripe with the game. I was so upset at the intro video. I also hate all the cutscenes. There's too many like cutscenes and story blocks inserted. I think my gold standard for Pokemon games, and I'm calling it a gold standard because it's the best that there is, that for Pokemon games and story, is Scarlet and Violet. And I'm trying to think about why did I like that so much more than I like what's happening in Legends EA, right? And I think it's because you could
pace it the way you wanted to pace it.
Exactly. I think that's exactly it. And here they kind of like lock you. It's more of the same of the complaints that we made about Pokemon Legends EA, not us, but like we, the Puckle podcast, made about Pokemon Legends EA early on, where in Pokemon Legends EA early on, like the number one thing that really, really got me was when I tried to go do something to like catch a Pokemon early game, and they're just like, no, you got to go complete your task. And I'm like, okay, but I could do this on my way. And I think of the opening to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, right? Where they told you go to the school, but I spent an hour and a half catching 30 Pokemon before I even got there. And I'm just like, that is the way you develop the game, right? Yeah. You wear me out before I go to the mission. Like, let me go get some gameplay and do it. Yeah, right.
You could even find the first of the shrines and be wondering for hours, what was that? What was that? What was that?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of insane how open Scarlet and Violet was, and then we kind of regressed here a little bit. And they do the same thing in the DLC, where it's just, I am the number of times I like walked up during the story to like a hyperspace portal and like, actually, you need to go to the museum right now, Thatch. Like, you have to do that. And I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Like, just let me hop in there. There's a Pokemon I haven't caught yet. Like,
yeah,
I need that. Don't do this to me right now. I found that very weird, and I don't know why they decided to do that. Because just let me pace it myself. Let me just do that. Like, let me go play the game, and I'll get to it. I promise. Because I can't move the story forward otherwise, without going there. And that should be the impetus, not them forcing me to do the story, right? Especially fetch quests. I hate the ones where it's just like, you just have to go here and you have to hit A. And I'm not playing Pokemon for a visual novel. I'm playing Pokemon to play Pokemon.
Yeah, I do appreciate those, because I generally am very into, story characters. The tour of the museum is quite blatantly, in my opinion, we put all of this amazing stuff in here. You should really look at it.
Can you look?
Which I appreciate, because I like the art in this game is fantastic.
Oh, it's very good.
But it still doesn't feel great the way they did it.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know. I feel like the Legend series in general, both with Arceus and this, like they make so much like progress in terms of experimentation. But then in doing that, sometimes they take steps backwards.
Yeah, they
achieve
do
that.
that. You're correct actually about that. They do. They do. I think these games are interesting, and I don't like trying to make generalizations, especially from Legends games, because at this point it's very clear that these are their own things. They're doing their own stuff, and they're trying stuff that's different. And I think, I mean, I don't expect every Legends game to be like a slam dunk, because they're using it as a more experimental process. And hopefully they take the feedback that the community is kind of given towards the game and they move forward with that. And I actually have like more hope than I should, I think, about this process, only because of like recent moves that Pokemon itself has made, where they like apologize for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's performance, and they're going to they fixed it on Switch 2, which if that would have been the game that released, I think it would have done way better.
By the way, you guys were all like complaining about the performance of Legends ZA on Switch 1.
No, the only person that complained was Linian, for the record, because none of us had the experience to tell him.
I play on Switch 1, and
it's probably fine.
The only time
I play on Switch 1 and it's fine.
I've heard it's fine.
Yeah. The only time I noticed some like considerable lag is when the hyperspace zones are loading. That's it.
Yeah, I've heard it's actually pretty decent on Switch 1.
Yeah, it's very decent. I was very surprised.
Yeah, I've heard it's a very good performance. Yeah, I don't think Pokemon Scarlet and Violet definitely needed the Switch 2, but I don't think that I think Legends ZA, they figured out how to make it work. So good for them.
I think Legends ZA is incredibly advantaged in this regard by the fact that you never see more than like 20 yards in front of your character because you're surrounded by buildings.
Okay, no, but that's like a legitimate technique in game design.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they did in Breath of the Wild.
It works very well here.
That's what they did in Breath of the Wild. Like Breath of the Wild literally loads so well because there's too many mountains.
Draw distance.
Yeah, there's too many mountains. That's why, like, you can never like look out and be like, wow, I'm gonna go all these other places. When you like leave Hyrule Field or like the little like plateau cliff in Breath of the Wild, you would literally only see Hyrule Field. You can't see anything else because there's mountains in the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart.
It's very smart and ingenious design. You just like hide it behind a game, like a game quote unquote feature, right? And it's done very, very well. So I'm very, very happy with the way that they're handling this here. I do agree with you. Like doing it in the one city where you can only see like 20 yards ahead of you anyway, makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. Are there anything that like stood out to you guys or any of your favorite parts? I know we heard like Whimsicott's favorite megas, but what about yours, Sublime?
Oh, my favorite megas. I will say it's one of the Z megas that wasn't revealed.
The one. We already talked about it accidentally last week, but it's okay. But
yeah, I think Mega Absol Z is so cool.
Okay, Mega Absol Z makes me upset for regular Mega Absol because for years we talked about.
I feel justified because I was so disappointed by Mega Absol originally. So I'm like, finally, justice for Absol. That's how I feel. Well,
we had always talked about how Mega Absol should be like Dark Fairy type or something.
And this isn't that, but it's something.
It's Dark Ghost type, and for like almost the same reason, which is really cool. Like Mega Absol Z is actually really, really sick. Like that is really, really, really cool. I am kind of bummed that like there's just not more Z megas to find outside of those two.
That is true. Also, I do like how many legendary and mythic Pokemon got megas.
They also just put like a lot of legendary and mythical Pokemon in general in this game.
Kind of randomly, but like I'm not mad at it.
I do think it's like super weird that like it fits thematically, and it was the first thought I had when like they were giving us the story moments in the DLC where like there's just like this stay away thing from like the big thing in the center of Lumiose. I was like, wow, that's like real Darkrai vibes, like come into my dreams.
Yeah.
and
Turns out.
and it turns out Darkrai's the big bad for the story. And the Mega's kind of cool because it's like this spooky eye type deal, which I think is
It's
don't know.
something.
I think it's neat.
I
don't
like
know.
the shape.
I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but I'm going to tell you I think it's interesting for like a Darkrai type deal.
I'm glad it finally ate a burger, but
It
yeah,
also,
it's something.
shout out to Mega Golurk for being able to shoot off his hands like
Yeah.
rockets. I like that. That's
that is cool.
Oh my
that
god, I
is
need
cool.
to find that. I haven't
Yes.
seen that yet. I didn't know it existed. I'm so happy.
Mega Golurk is in the game. I
I'm
like
so happy.
okay, so in the cutscene for Darkrai, by the way, at the end of the game, I only realized this now, but this is the first time that in a Pokemon game you saw Darkrai's legs.
Oh, true.
And because Darkrai's always had legs, and people just haven't noticed this. And the only reason it never bothered me that there were legs is because I watched the Pokemon movie way back when with Darkrai on it, and the legs are there in that movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize. Well, again, it's one of those moments where I'm just like, yeah, everybody should know that. Everybody saw that movie, I guess, 20 years ago. And you know, I was like, when, and then like Twitter like blew up about it. Because they're just like, he's got legs, and I was like, yeah, he's always had legs.
Yeah.
We all knew this, right? Like, we all knew this. I do appreciate them, one, kind of taking a left turn with which Pokemon they were using instead of like using Rayquaza as like the end goal for the DLC.
Which was what I was expecting, yeah.
That's what I was expecting as well. Taking a left turn, giving us a different Pokemon, giving us a mythical, and giving us like real backstory for that mythical as well, or like an adventure to go with that mythical, which has been a major complaint we've had over the years, right? Like a lot of mythical Pokemon don't get like stories that go with them outside of movies.
Yeah.
Like they were like movie fodder. They're like, go to the movie, see this Pokemon, catch it, do whatever. And I do appreciate them taking it. I wish it would have been like any other mythical, just because we just did Gen 4. And back in like 2000 or 2021 with Pokemon Legends Arceus, and actually Darkrai's catchable in that game if you bought BDSP. And I don't know, it's just like I was like, cool, we demythicalized Darkrai again.
Yeah.
And we gave it a little bit of extra story, and it feels a little weaker to me, and this is such a nitpick on my part, only because Darkrai already gets like a little bit of story when you go to catch it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, but it already had it. But you know who didn't have any story? Like Volcanion, or which has like a little story beat in this, but it's not even that exciting.
And Volcanion has like a place in Lumiose City that is specifically tied to it, one of the plazas.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity.
I was like, how can we like tie Volcanion in, or so like
they
a Pokemon
just didn't
that
want anything with Scald.
Yeah, I was just like, everything, like we're so close to having Pokemon that like are interesting and haven't had a story yet. Because like Deontay gets a little bit of something in this one, and Hoopa obviously gets some cool stuff in this one, which is really nice. And it would have been nice to just kind of round it out with Volcanion. I'm not saying that Volcanion is demythicalized. I think somebody actually showed the chart of Pokemon that aren't demythicalized anymore, that like you could just catch in a normal Pokemon game now. If through a playthrough, and not without, like they are including, for the record, like wireless events. So we're including the Deontay, we're including Petrarunt, which is technically like a downloadable event for Scarlet and Violet. But they're assuming that the servers will not shut off in any like near term thing. And they mentioned, they showed the chart, and it turns out the only Pokemon that's not catchable in a Pokemon game now, mythical Pokemon, is Zarude.
Yeah.
It's just so rude.
Oh, I thought it was Jirachi still, although that's a whole other.
No,
thing,
Jirachi.
rigmarole.
Jirachi was demythicalized in BDSP. Nobody's played that game, so they don't care.
That checks
But-
out. Okay. Yeah.
But BDSP has you can get Jirachi if you have save data, I believe, from I forget which game. It's either Sword and Shield or I believe it's Sword and Shield. If you have save data, you can get Jirachi
Yeah, I think so.
because it's you can I'm gonna find it real quick in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
I think it's like Mew if you have Scarlet and Violet, and Jirachi if you have Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I believe Jirachi if you're Sword and Shield, yeah. Yep, it's Sword and Shield can receive Jirachi. That is what it is. So, yeah, every mythical Pokemon is actually catchable. It's kind of wild, except for Zarude.
Remember the year of mythicals?
Yeah,
Man, don't make
that
me
was so good.
Yeah, man, it's good.
That was. I mean, it was part of
That
why
was
it was
so
so good
cool.
is because like they're so hard to get otherwise.
Yeah, I do appreciate all of the work they've done to demythicalize Pokemon.
Yes, I think I prefer mythicals to not be so elusive.
I don't think it carries the weight that it did anymore anyway. Like, one, it was very clear near the end of getting mythicals that they were just like, here, go get this Pokemon and go to the movie, because they wouldn't even tie into like the main story.
Like,
Yeah.
And it was very clear it was like all a sales tactic for something else. And nowadays it's I don't know. I think the fact that they were so hard to get and now they're making them better, as a longtime Pokemon fan, as we all are, I think it just makes it even that much better.
Mhm.
Like whenever they appear in a game where you can just catch it, I'm like, thanks, good job, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I prefer them to be accessible.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah. My only worry is there's still like a couple where when the one day where they shut off Bank, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. For the record, Thatch's personal opinion does not believe. I don't believe that Bank will shut down. But if Bank shuts down, I think it locks us out of Deoxys and Celebi. But I'm sure they'll come up with a way to get those otherwise.
Yeah.
I think Deoxys and Celebi though are locked away. And there's like workarounds that have been really cool for like previous cartridges where you can go get like Victini still for Gen 5 if you can download it from like a secondary server. Yeah, there's something running for like the Gen 4 and Gen 5 events. It's actually very cool.
Yeah.
It's just you have to sit there for a while to get the ones you want. Yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with the way this has gone so far. In the number, like, man, I guess we're not talking about post game today, but there's like the post game stuff's actually really, really cool. How much work they put into like the post game of the DLC. It's very reminiscent of the way that they did the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire post game content,
Oh.
where you can just get like a bajillion legendaries through the Hooper ranks.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of Hooper's thing.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So I'm actually like really happy with the way they've handled that. And then obviously like there's the post game where like you get to catch Hoopa and all that. Because why would they make Hoopa so prevalent and not let me catch it?
Yeah.
That would be absurd.
I know it has the Unbound, but I was kind of hoping for a Mega Hoopa or like a Mega Hoopa Unbound.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking like the end of the adventure would be. Maybe not Mega Rayquaza originally, but like maybe something with Hoopa, right? Happens. And like a Mega Hoopa or something occurs and you have to go catch Mega Hoopa. And that's kind of how that ends.
Very strange that instead of Mega Evolving Hoopa, they Mega Evolved the donut.
Yes. It was very weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing that was also a little strange was like the Gen 9 Pokemon being in, I don't know. Coming from Legends ZA and like not Legends ZA, Legends Arceus and like coming to this, like getting Pokemon that are like new was very weird.
Yeah, strange, but I liked it.
I like it. I like it. And then some of them also getting megas was also weird and wild.
Yeah.
Especially like when you think of Gen 6, I never think of like any of the Gen 6 Pokemon getting megas. And it's really cool now that some of them got megas. And then they're just like, yeah, but what if like everybody just gets megas and we just don't discriminate. And then you end up with like crazy things like Mega Tatsugiri or Mega Excalibur that I just
I'm
didn't
so
expect.
glad there are Gen 9 Megos like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it. I like it for the fact that we can actually catch that we can actually like it makes megas feel like something that can continue to evolve with us. Something that maybe in the future megas can make a comeback again and we'll see them again. I mean, obviously I don't think the Pokemon company is done with them because I think it is of the mechanics they've introduced over the years, like the mechanic that has the widest mass appeal.
Okay, so funny thing. There are now more megas than there were introduced just through this than there were beforehand, right? Like, more megas were added in Legends than there were in Gen 6 total.
I don't know if that's true.
I think it is if you count the DLC. Like between the DLC and like
it's
just
close. I think it's definitely more than
double it.
There's more megas. They definitely introduced more megas in this game than they did in X and Y. I don't know if it beats out 48. I don't think there's more than 48. We're gonna find out now.
I could have sworn there were, but
let me pull it up.
with
I'm gonna pull
the
the
number of designs they made, I have to wonder if they were trying to make megas not the most popular mechanic. I'm like, are you trying to like secretly like sandbag all the people that were like bring back megas?
I don't think so. I understand what they were trying to do to some extent. Because they I think megas have the problem of they only make the Pokemon with mega evolutions feel good. I think they've somewhat remedied that in Pokemon Legends EA because there's still like an equalizing force in Pokemon Legends EA with the plus moves. Because the big difference between a mega and a not mega in Legends EA is that like when you mega evolve, you just automatically always use a plus move. But a normal Pokemon can use a plus move in Pokemon Legends EA as well. You just have to hit the plus button. And that's really good. Also, it took me a very long time to realize you just hit the plus button and you do a plus move.
Same.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that was actually a thing. It was confusing. But I think that's kind of how they've handled it. I don't know though. It's very weird to think about. And I think that at the end of the day, they wanted to like make a mechanic where every Pokemon felt equal. And that was the big thing with Z moves, with terrestrialization, with Dynamax.
Yeah.
Every Pokemon could do it and take advantage of it.
They've been much more equal. Although, I mean, Gigantamax is interesting because we're all
weird.
equal, but then some are more equal than others, right? But
yeah. Okay, to be fair, most of the G-Max Pokemon were terrible.
That is true.
Like competitively, they were terrible.
Which is disappointing because those are the only things with unique designs.
I know the only Pokemon that like had any use in competitive as a Gigantamax instead of their Dynamax, I think were the starters of Gen 8 and Gen 1 and like Colossal. I think everything else was just like, just Dynamax, it'll be fine. Here it's a little bit different. I think also in traditional Pokemon, megas and to some extent Z moves are not as exciting because they have to hold an item and only that Pokemon could do it if it's holding that item. And Dynamax could happen at any point. Same with terrestrialization can happen at any point. So I think there was obviously like a vibe they were going for. I just think that it's more cool to collect marbles and give them to your Pokemon.
Yeah.
And people really like that. So I think at the end of the day, that's what I think the mass appeal is there, obviously, because they if you look at the Monocly figures, because Pokemon's about the merchandising, Pokemon Monocly figures are these figures that are like made of plastic.
They're very nice. I have a couple of them.
Yeah. They're great. And they usually come in these little boxes, and there's a bunch of Pokemon with them in it, in the series. But one thing that has been like constant in this series the entire time that they've been selling them is there's always like 1 or 2 megas always for sale in the set. Always. Gigantamax forms, no. Megas, yes, always in the set. And I think that just goes to show how much they're aware that like megas are just popular Pokemon. Like they just know. And so they know. I think begrudgingly they know. Right? I think they want something different. But yeah, I think megas are a cool thing to add. I don't know. And if they could keep adding like this, if we do have like 100 megas like you think Sublime, which I'm not sure. I still think it's like 70 or 80, maybe 90.
I mean, okay, I counted 48 added in this game. If
really?
You count 3 Tatsugiris, which fair.
Okay, but that's still close. Like 45 is or 46 is still good. Like that's a good number. That's pretty close actually.
Oh, that was counting 2 different color palettes for something as well. But yeah, it's close. It's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 45 is still a lot. 45 is close to the 48. 45 is close to 48. And I think that's still a lot. So we're sitting at like 90 some megas then. Or not 90, but 80 some megas. Which is a lot of the Pokemon. That's almost 10%, like a little under 10% of Pokemon.
Like, it's only going to be for fully evolved, like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more than 10% of the evolution lines that exist.
Exactly.
It's a lot of Pokemon. So I could see it being something that evolves long term now, especially with Pokemon Champions. Where I could see there being a world where maybe Gen 10 doesn't have Mega Evolution, but in Pokemon Champions, you're like, hey guys, check this out.
Yeah.
It's Mega Florges, you know? And Mega Florges shows up in Pokemon Champions. Or at least like, I could see that being where they introduce like a Mega that is as finely tuned, as that sounds like a broken record, but it's as finely tuned as like Urshifu for VGC.
You know how you really, really make Pokemon Champions hype?
How do you do that?
You make it the home of Mega Flygon.
Man, I think there's a character in the game that mentions Mega Flygon.
It's so nasty. I'm like, how dare y'all bring that up?
They know.
Do that.
They know.
Anyway, no, I don't want to get into it. It's fine.
It's fine. I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset. It's okay.
It's fine. I am very excited. One of the things that is very exciting about the future after this DLC is finding out what every Mega's ability is.
Yes, that's gonna be. I think we're gonna find out about that sooner rather than later too. I last time to find out abilities for like some of the new Pokemon in what is it called? Oh my gosh, Arceus. I just always forget what it's called. It's fine. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, it took a while. It took us like a year because we had to wait for home compatibility plus transferring it in. And here, because even like the abilities they data mined ended up being swapped. And at least here, it sounds like Pokemon Champions is coming out by March. And a lot of these guys are going to be in Pokemon Champions. If not all of them. And we're going to find out then. We'll certainly find out then. But yeah, I like the DLC has been really fun. I know we've like gone way off topic from the DLC. Granted, I don't think the story is like that super crazy.
No.
I think the megas and the hyperspace things are like the big hype there, but and we've talked about the grind and I don't want to like hype on that, but it's it's been a good time and I think it has a lot of implications for Pokemon going forward. I really do. So I am excited for like what the future has to bring. I'm excited to see. I mean, Pokemon Champions is next. So is Pokemon Day. Pokemon Day is coming up. It's like 2 months away. It's gonna be really exciting.
That's always a good time. Love Pokemon Day.
And I started like brainstorming ideas to like make it a full on Puckle fun day as well. Because we're gonna I'm at least taking work off that day. I'm at least taking work off that day, and we're gonna do some fun stuff. But yeah. All right. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to say? Or anything that we didn't touch on that you think we should touch on?
You know, I never got to say this, but justice for Superior. That's all.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it though. I think about you every time it's included.
I was so happy for you. You finally got what you deserved.
I did.
Wow, I'll just be here. It's fine. It's cool.
No, I'm just I feel really like I saw this game and I'm sitting there like looking at everything. I'm like, man, I got my Totodile, but Sublime didn't get his Snivy, and this is gonna hurt. Every time I get any kind of news, and I look for Totodile, and then 2 I always look for Snivy, like when it's any starter related stuff.
Yeah. On the flip side, what a rags to riches story for Meganium.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What a rags to riches story. You know what? Another Pokemon that like Mega Evolution truly like revitalized. So
yes.
we'd love to see it.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Hopefully the abilities are good. Hopefully we see some of these in competitive. Hopefully they let us play 6v6 in Champions. Knock on wood.
Fingers crossed.
Man, just get rid of that timer. Get rid of the timer. All right. Well, with that though, guys, that's going to be our topic. We're going to kick it on over now to our PokeQuiz. We're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Oh hi, and welcome to the PokeQuiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to our PokeQuiz. Thanks to Mark for that intro and the rules. We're going to dive right on in though and get to our quizzing. All right, this is Professor Oak reminding you it's time to PokeQuiz. Submit your questions at pucldiscord.com. Don't send a carrier pigeon. I won't read it. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead. Our first question is our general trivia question, as always. And this one comes to you from Cubchew Coco. What Pokemon has access to both Vital Spirit and Insomnia as an ability, both of which stop the user from being put to sleep?
The guy who has to deliver the Christmas presents?
Is that your answer?
Delibird, yes.
Delibird is correct. Delibird has access to both Insomnia and Vital Spirit.
So it doesn't matter. To deliver all them presents. It makes sense.
He can't sleep. He can't sleep. He's got to be up. No rest for Delibird there. That is correct, though. You guys are 1 for 1. Your next question is your second general trivia question. This comes from Spielball. In Generation 1, which type was unable to evolve, such that every Pokemon of this type were in their final stage of their evolutionary line, or they were not part of one? At the time, at least.
At the time. Interesting. Okay.
In Generation 1, which type was unable to evolve? If you had a Pokemon of this type, it would never evolve.
Okay.
I like this question.
Like the small. That's a very good question.
It's ice. Because the only ice types that are part of the evolutionary line, they gain ice type. Yeah.
Are we locking in ice?
And Jinx gets yeah, that makes sense.
It is ice. I believe the only ice type Pokemon in Generation 1 were Cloyster, Lapras, Jinx, Dugong, and Articuno. I don't know if I missed one or not, but I believe that's all of them. It is ice, though. That is correct.
Crazy.
So Yeah, isn't that nuts? Ice is so weird because like that's the one type that you would want to for dragons and everything. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Well, there was only one dragon line also,
That's
so it's
true.
fine.
It's true.
It's fine.
But you had to beat like 5 of them.
Yeah,
to beat
in a
the
row.
Game, so.
Yeah.
You know what? Everything learned Ice Beam still. Oh, your
Yeah,
Nido
that's
King
true.
learned Ice Beam. It's fine.
True.
Nido King did. Persian probably did for some reason. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Or Blizzard if you're feeling lucky. You know.
Yeah. All right. Well, you 2 for 2. Your next question is your Pokedex entry, as always. This is obviously a very thematic episode or version of PokeQuiz.
Oh,
So
I'm starting to get that idea, yes.
yeah, it's very thematic for certain reasons. If anybody could find out.
Interesting.
All right.
Trevenant,
This
Sceptile, no.
your question is this is your Pokedex entry, and it comes from
Okay.
Azelf on Azshelf.
Love.
Your first entry is from Pokemon Scarlet. This Pokemon apparently used to live in much harder environments, and thus it once had stronger psychic powers than it does now.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Bummer.
the Pokedex entry. This
That's
Pokemon.
Stantler. Yeah.
Okay, well, are we locking in Stantler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the second entry.
Oh, maybe it's Weird Year.
Might be.
Second entry. This is from Pokemon Emerald.
Never mind. Not Weird Year.
Its magnificent antlers were once traded at high prices as work of art. As a result, this Pokemon was hunted close to extinction.
Yeah, still Stantler.
Oh, Stantler. Yeah.
Stantler is the answer. Yes. Stantler. Stantler is the answer. You guys are 4 for 3. Your next question, I believe, has 8 answers. 8 answers.
Oh, okay. Okay. We got this.
I do need to double check
I'll take
this for
notes.
myself. It's either 5 or 8. I have to remember now. Mostly so I can give you the appropriate answers to the question. I chose this one. Yeah, there are 8 answers to this question. You can get up to 2 points here.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to say you give me 4, that's a point. You give me 8, that's 2 points.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. This is a little bit of a rougher question, I think, but I think you guys can manage. This is from The Silent Night. What are the 8 Pokemon that can learn the move Present in Generation 9?
Oh, and 9 specifically. I was just going to say all the evolution. Never mind.
In Generation 9, yeah.
Yeah.
8 Pokemon that can learn the move Present. You do need to lock them in, and I will confirm 3 strikes, and you are out.
Okay. Well, I suppose one of them is Delibird again.
We can start with Delibird, icon of the episode.
Icon of the episode. Delibird is correct. That is 1.
Now, I have 0 ideas about the other ones. We can infer some things, such
I'm
as,
going to
for
say,
example,
if
Iron
Delibird,
Bundle.
I was going
Yeah.
to go for Iron Bundle next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Bundle is correct. Yes. Delibird and Iron Bundle are 2 of them.
The glow up
Yep.
Delibird deserves, truly.
Yeah. And then, well, technically, is Miracle in Gen 9 because it can.
Yeah.
So-
Is Smeargle in Gen 9?
I think it is.
I don't actually know the answer to this. That question was like somewhat internal. Now I need to know. I'm gonna give you this one for free, but if we find out if it's in Gen 9 or not. It is in Legends. It is not in Legends ZA, but it is in Scarlet and Violet. I will.
There you go.
It's not on my
You
list,
gotta
but I'll
have
give
Smeargle.
I'll give it to you technically.
Okay, so there are 9 answers.
There are 9 answers. I still only need 8. You've got 3.
Okay.
I think we've used all our easy answers, though.
Yes.
You do have the hint,
Hmm.
just as a
Oh, we
reminder.
should probably
But
use that
We
because
should
there
so
are.
use the hint.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot to guess.
Yeah.
the other 6 that you don't have, I have one thing in common, and is that they all learn it through breeding. They all learn it through breeding.
Okay.
A lot of them are A lot of them are younger Pokemon.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I bet Pikachu doesn't learn it, but I bet Pichu does.
Pichu does. That's 4.
So I'm guessing since they're in the same egg group, that probably something like I don't know, Happiny probably can.
Happiny does. That's 5 answers. Yes.
Okay.
That means that probably Cleffa and Igglybuff get it as well.
You love the Cleffa Igglybuff trio, yeah.
They do. That's 7.
Yeah.
That's 7 answers right there.
What else is in
And
that?
then
They're not
wait,
all babies, but some of them.
Azurill is in the same egg group.
Oh yeah,
And
what about
it's
Azurill?
Azurill?
Azurill does. That's 8. I'm gonna cut us off there because the last one's not a baby per se, but is in that same age group actually. It is Snubble. But yeah,
Okay,
the answers you got the 2 points, so we'll give you those. We got Delibird, Iron Bundle, Pichu, Igglybuff, Cleffa, Snubble, Azurill, and Happiny. And then I guess Smeargle as well. Technically, we'll give you a Smeargle. But yeah, you guys got those 2 points. You guys are, I don't know, 6 for 4. This last question's your base stat question as always. Oh, I didn't type out the full name. It was supposed to be Santa Claus, but this question's from Santa, according to this the PowerPoint. But Santa Claus
Checks
also
out.
works. Santa Claus, I think, is more appropriate because the question is, what rock type Pokemon has the highest base HP?
Oh.
Which rock type Pokemon has the highest base HP?
Good question.
That is a good question.
But also, there's a theme to this episode. But yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's work with that. What is a festive rock type?
Well, honestly, I want to say Meteor, but I know it's not Meteor.
It can't be. It's not Minior.
No.
Although that would be fun.
Yeah, but Meteor is frail.
The Winterfest, you know, the Winterfest.
Yep.
I used that for my D&D
yep.
one shot last night.
Oh,
no,
wait, wait.
Avalon, but that
Is
can't
it
be.
Auroras? I think it might be Auroras.
Oh, Auroras has very high HP. Yes. Aurora.
Yeah.
Aurorus, is that what you're going to lock in?
Yeah.
I do love it so much. I really want to answer that.
Yeah, it has terrible stat distribution, and it's all in HP.
Yeah.
We're locking in Aurorus then, right?
Do we have any other ideas,
Yeah.
Sublime?
Okay, I mean, we could like try. I'm trying to think of all the rock types that have high HP, and like they're not as high as Auroras.
And they're not very wintry.
No,
either,
everything's like a really high defense and attack, and like an okay HP. Usually, they don't go into HP.
Yeah.
So we're locking in Aurorus?
Yeah,
I think we are.
All right. Aurorus is correct. Aurorus has a base HP of 123. Following up, being followed up by Rhyperior at 115, and then Colossal at 110.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys got 7 points on that today. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of this. We're gonna add that to the chart. The theme helped, but you know what? It's the holidays. We gotta.
That's right. You gotta celebrate it.
You gotta you gotta celebrate. Okay, you can't not celebrate. So we're gonna give you guys the 7 points, and then we're gonna double check the leaderboard on that. All right. Let me go back to this. We are gonna get that leaderboard up for you. Once I find out where it disappeared to, where did they go? There it is. In first place, we've got a tie between Linian and Shark Finnegan with 8 points. In third place, we've got a tie between Sublimemanic and Whimsicott with 7 points. In fifth place, we've got a tie between Jushiro and Seth Milo with 4 points. Everybody else has yet to get on the board as they compete for that $25 gift card to Fazoli's. With that, we are going to go ahead and kick it on over, guys, to our Pokey Opinion. Welcome to our Pokey Opinion. Our Pokey Opinion is the part of the show where you can give us suggestions over on our Discord in our Pokey Opinion thread, and we might talk about and answer questions. Though today we've got a really good one from Tia on the Discord, and Tia asked, what would your Pokemon Wrapped look like? Like most caught Pokemon, most used move, most used item. And I think that's just like an interesting discussion to have. I don't know, like my Pokemon Wrap is definitely Mega Feraligatr. Like Mega Feraligatr was like the standout Pokemon for me this year. I know people dislike it looking like a toilet bowl. And,
I never saw it as that. That's too bad.
I think I mean I like Mega Feraligatr. I think it's really cool looking.
It has a really clever design.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's super cool.
Not
looking.
everything got a clever design.
Yes, that is very true. I think it's just really, really cool as a Pokemon. And I don't know, like I really appreciate Mega Feraligatr. And like that's probably like my most used Pokemon or like most hype Pokemon. Move wise, I don't know that like move I could say something or even item. But Pokemon, like definitely Mega Feraligatr makes the Pokemon Wrap for sure. And like I don't know that there was like a surprise standout or not, but like yeah, Mega Feraligatr. I'm gonna go with that as my answer for now. I don't know if you guys have a feeling about what's in your Pokemon Wrapped.
Yeah, I do actually.
Oh, I want to hear it.
So I think you would expect to see like Meganium where you see Feraligatr for you, but the truth is that in the end, the Pokemon I used the most was Lucario.
Okay.
And the move that I used the most was Extreme Speed to smash those Mega Shards.
Okay. I use Bullet Punch a lot, but Extreme Speed makes sense too.
Yeah. And I do think I Mega evolved Meganium more than Lucario. So maybe, most used item, Meganiumite.
Yeah.
And I think the most caught Pokemon is for sure Fletchling, because boy, do I kept finding shinies of it.
Yeah. Oh, wait, actually, I should adjust mine. Oh, never mind. I'll let you finish your train of thought first, and then I'll hold mine.
No, there was a time where I don't remember if I had a chance to mention this on the show, but I was doing the door method in Wild Zone 3. And then I went around checking, the rooftops and stuff, and I kept hearing a shiny sound.
Oh,
in fact,
it's the
I kept
worst.
hearing a double shiny sound.
Whoa.
And what happened was that behind the building, around the corner, there's a little farmer's market. And there are fletchlings that, alight on top of the stands. And those fly away really fast if you approach.
Yeah.
And I tried, and there were two shinies side by side.
Okay.
So I tried dropping from the rooftops a few times, but they kept flying away. And in the end, I had to like crouch very slowly and walk like the millimeter ahead that allowed me to bring one into range. And then immediately, like, take the second step and throw two Pokeballs in quick succession so that I could catch them both. It was crazy, but it was fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I did want to mention Tyrantrum as a Pokemon as well, only because it caused a lot of drama on the stream this year. We had a Tyrantrum in our Pokemon X Nuzlocke named Sue. And right before the Elite Four, Sue became our starter after a while. And Sue, right before we got to the Elite Four, we got the like 1% Hydreigon encounter on Victory Road.
Oh.
And so we caught Hydreigon, and I'm like, we don't need Sue and Hydreigon. Like, we're just gonna take Hydreigon and just go.
You're a girl.
We're just going.
Shamu would be proud.
We're just going. Like it was the move. It was like strategically, it's the move. And so we did it, and then it caused a lot of drama on the stream. And
I bet.
I apologize a little bit, but at the same time, I don't. And so yeah, Sue the Tyrantrum. That's one of the biggest played moments, I think, from this year for us. What about you, Sublime?
It's a surprising spot. Obviously, the Snivy line is the Pokemon like I have the most merch of, that I got more of this year, and that I like use the most for anything that isn't actually the games. Most used Pokemon in games would have been Hawlucha.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
All
right?
against Seth.
Hawlucha was, I think, in the trailers, the one I was most excited about. Like, oh, I'm definitely using that, and it definitely got used the most because it had the easiest time hitting all of the elevated like shards and crystals. So
yeah, that's the best. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I most common used was probably Brick Break.
Oh, speaking
I definitely
of this,
bullet punch all the way.
I found out today watching a video that the move Psychic hits those Pokeballs in hyperspace from wherever. I didn't know this.
Yeah, I've noticed it very early on with Gardevoir. It just targeted
I don't
and just
have
did
a Psychic type. I just taught Psychic to my Lucario today because it's very convenient.
It is super convenient.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Super convenient. But yeah. I don't know. What does your Pokemon rap look like? People listening to the show. This actually sounds like a job for Tamal.
Also, most caught Pokemon, I'm gonna give it to the 3 Pans, Pansage, Pour, and yeah, they're everywhere.
Okay. When I saw them, I did catch them. For as much
it's
much
so
crap.
Convenient.
Okay, but for like as much crap as I give like them existing all the time, I do find, especially in like I'm upset because it's the first time that we've ever seen them in like an overworld Pokemon setting, right? They are very colorful and easy to see, and it is very appealing to the eye.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I think my disdain for the elemental monkeys has decreased this year as a result of them just like being satisfying to catch. It does also help.
It's so easy to just go behind them and auto catch.
Yeah,
love.
I also love the I don't know. I really appreciate the way Legends ZA handles the capture mechanics, or whenever you capture a Pokemon, it like pops up like on the screen like you caught this, like you did it, good job, bud. Even if I've already caught it in the Pokedex. And I don't know. It's just very satisfying. I like the catching mechanics. I don't know who would be my most caught. I probably like something. I think I caught every single which Pokemon was it? Farfetch that I saw recently, and then I'm waiting. I'm so upset at the beginning of that game of the DLC where like they show Mankey, which is like one of my favorite Pokemon for no reason in particular. I just love it. And they just like have you fight it and you can't catch it. And I still haven't found one, and it's the most frustrating thing in the world. Like I haven't gotten. Sure? I haven't gotten one yet.
Several.
I would love. No, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna find it. Okay, and it'll be a bigger moment for me as a result.
Okay.
But yeah, it was very, very frustrating. But I will get there. I promise, team. I promise. But yeah. All right. Well, that is gonna be it. You can let us know what your Pokemon rap looks like in the emails in 2 weeks. So yeah, we're gonna then kick it on over to our mailbag. We'll catch you on the flip flop. Welcome to our mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we probably will read it on the show. Last week, we wanted to ask you guys what you thought of the DLC. We've only got one email, so I guess nobody liked it. I don't know. Usually you guys are more thoughtful. Maybe we'll get some more in the new year. But with that, I want to get to it here in a second. But as always, this segment of the show is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Toros, the energy drink that gives you hooves. And we're going to give out the Green Toros badge to anybody we deem worthy. which is Chances, who is the person who sent
Yeah.
an email. So
You got it.
with that, we're going to read the email. Here we go. Chances reaching out from hyperspace to check in with my fellow explorers and give my 2 $Poké on the DLC. I just beat Mega Heatran and have been mostly enjoying the DLC, so I wanted to weigh in. The biggest pro for the DLC, surprise, surprise, is the addition of new Megas with big kudos on some of the Pokemon chosen. Definitely had some cool fan favorites get some love in addition to those who could have just used a power boost. The Gen 9 edition like Tatsugiri, who already had a gimmick, was unexpected. Of all of those I've seen so far, though, my new favorite Mega has to be Staraptor. The design screams Linkin Park, while also giving it the fighting type Staraptor's always deserved. I do love that it becomes fighting flying. I do love it. It's so
It's
good.
perfect.
It's beautiful. Now shifting to the stuff I didn't really like about the DLC. First, I didn't really like the Mega battles. They relied heavily on boss battle type setups, but the battle mechanics weren't really well explained, and that's saying something for the hand-holding game that is Pokemon. I had to redo
That's
so
fair.
many of the Mega battles multiple times, even as an avid gamer. I will say that this is the first Pokemon game I've ever played where I have to be like, am I strong enough to do this thing? Because
But
they're
very weird checks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
To
like
see if you're strong enough.
well, yeah, because you just like bump up extra levels, right? And so from a plus 100 in levels, and one that makes it really weird because then I have to use level 100 Pokemon, which is nothing I've ever felt like I've needed to do in a Pokemon game before, and it's kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie. This is Thatch speaking, by the way. But yeah. But yeah, it's very weird. I do agree that the boss style mechanics are not it's not as fine tuned as something like The Legend of Zelda, where like you could see the boss battle beats. So I do agree with that. The big attacks wielded by Megas had a large damage outputs, and without showing or explaining how you should dodge them, it's frustrating and one-sided when you get repeatedly beat down since you don't know the appropriate response. The second con of the DLC was the double battles. They kind of sucked. The mechanics were flawed and remind me of the Legend Arceus battle system. Basically, limited strategy is involved, and instead you just trade Pokemon back and forth until the person with the most Pokemon wins. I don't necessarily agree with that. There is like a little bit of strategy in terms of like AoE, I think, more so than there was before. I found them super interesting. I don't know that I'm glad this is a mechanic that's not coming back, if that makes sense. But I find them interesting.
Few enough of them that they stayed interesting.
Yeah. If they would have pushed it even more than they had, I think I would be upset.
No. Yeah.
I think I'd be upset.
Thing. It's fine.
I think they were fine. I don't think they were the worst thing. The thing that I hated the most about the double battles actually was that it was always with prominent characters that had a mega evolution. And I'd had to sit through 3 different mega evolution animations in the same battle because they would all activate it. And I was like, no, I don't want to. Just let me fight.
Yeah.
All right. Overall, I would rate the DLC 7 out of 10. Too much croissant curry. Chances.
By the way, speaking of
Yes.
croissant curry,
Please.
one super lovely touch that I noticed is, did you notice that Ansha's curry is a different
yellow.
color
Yeah,
because
it's a
she's
different-
a child, so it's milder.
Yeah, I noticed that. She has a
so
mild
cute.
curry. I realized that. Yeah, no, it is very cute. Well, Chances, thank you for that email. You get the green Taurus badge because nobody else wanted to put in the work. But we are very grateful for that. We're grateful to everybody this year for listening to the PokeQuiz podcast. It has been a fun ride, especially this year with the video version. Thank you for those of you who've watched it, who have commented. We're always looking to make it better. I haven't done a lot of the things that I've wanted to do with it yet. The new year is coming, so I'm kind of hoping that I get the motivation to follow through on a lot of these things. Look out for more Puckle stuff coming though in 2026. We've got a lot of fun things. You will get an episode, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, next week anyway. It's just not going to be your typical Puckle episode to close out the year. They're going to compete for a $25 eShop gift card. And I usually give out more prizes anyway to these guys because they're awesome for being around and doing the show. But other than that, I think that's everything I've got to say for the podcast. Follow us over on our Discord at pucldiscord.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky. You can also go ahead and watch us stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepoclpodcast and our YouTube channel, youtube.com/puclpodcast. You can also catch the video version of the podcast if you're so inclined. Additionally, if you want to help support the show, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/puclpodcast. From there, though, guys, I think that's everything. I have been Trainer Thatch.
I have been the most festive Whimsicott.
And I continue to be Sublime.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, we're wishing you a happy holidays, no matter what you celebrate. And we'll catch you on the next one. But here, it's closing time.